Welcome. This is Bodger1234 on my part 2 video about how to stay safe in LowSec and NullSec. And one thing I forgot in my previous video I'm going to briefly mention in this video is about local chat. Local chat is a critical piece of information about staying safe. With it, you can tell if there are enemies in your system, and if they're friends or foe, you can tell by just looking at local chat. I'm not going to click on local chat because I don't want to put an actual player's name in this video. But you can see from my setup here, there are 4 people in this system, me and 3 others. And so that's a critical piece of information to determine if there's a threat against you. So moving on, what I'm going to do now is we're going to talk about how to create gate and base safe spots. And the first thing to discuss about this is my ship that I use for doing this thing. This is a scout ship. Its whole job is to go find safe spots and just do general scouting. But it's very cheap. The philosophy is keep it cheap, because they see it's a little Merlin, which it's a Caldari frigate. It's fast, it's nimble, and it's not worth very much, so why would they want to spend time killing me? They may end up killing me, but they're not going to get anything out of it. The kill mail is worthless. I mean, they killed a Merlin, who cares? And for me, if they kill me, who cares? I'm out 291,000 ISK down here. That's the estimated value in the fitting window. The only thing I have fitted on this Merlin is the afterburner. And I specifically chose an afterburner versus a micro warp drive because the afterburner is not affected by warp disruptors, which if they apply it to me, it'll prevent me from warping, but it won't prevent me from hitting my afterburner and getting my butt out of there. And once I get beyond a certain distance, then I will be able to warp away. If I had a micro warp drive here, I could go super fast, but I would not be able to get away from a warp disruptor more than likely. There's rules involved, calculations and probabilities, but let's assume that if they have a warp disruptor, your micro warp drive is not going to work. Now, what is cool about this afterburner or a micro warp drive is I could go very quickly. In this particular case, I can go 1,600 meters per second, which is very fast. So that's the primary consideration of the afterburner versus a micro warp drive and my scout ship. So with my scout ship, I'm relatively safe because there's no such thing as safety in EVE Online. If they want me, they'll get me. So I'm going to undock, and I'm going to go and I'm going to set up a base safe spot because I didn't have a base safe spot in the previous video, so I'm going to go set one up. So as soon as I get undocked, I'm going to hit L so I can see my saved locations in this system. And I'm going to go to another system here. This one's 25 kilometers away. I'm going to warp within 10 kilometers. And I usually use that for either a base or a gate. I warp to 10 kilometers. It's just a good number. I'm not right at the gate, but I'm close. And that's good enough for, government work. So let's head there. Setting up a gate or a base safe spot is really easy. And the big advantage of having a afterburner and micro warp drive, it will be clear here shortly. Okay, I'm at this base at about 10 kilometers. Looks like I got in at 11 kilometers. But the point is I'm here. So when I set up a base safe spot, I just use my camera, turn in a general direction, and I double click. And what that does is now the spaceship will start flying off in the direction of where I double clicked. And you can see he's doing that now. He's at 360 meters per second. And that's okay, but I'm going to hit the afterburner because I want to get 151 kilometers or more. I actually target 200 kilometers now. So we're going to select this thing here, and we'll keep it here, and we'll watch distance. In the meantime, I'll have the PvP tab going to see if there's anybody, and I'm going to be going and doing D-scan, directional scanner, while we're going on. And here you can see there's some Hornets on grid, or not on grid. They're within 14 AU, and they're not within 10 AU, so they're somewhere between 10 and 14 AU. but they're not a threat to me in either case. Right now I'm at 10 kilometers. I'm going fast, but it is going to take a while for me to get to 200 kilometers. So we're just going to sit here and chit chat about whatever comes to my mind to avoid the silence. Ooh, the silence. At 40 kilometers. And you can see how valuable having an afterburner or a micro warp drive is in this situation. Because if I had done this slow boating, it would have taken much longer than it currently is. Here, because I'm going almost 1,600 meters per second. I would have been going 300 meters per second otherwise. Hundred kilometers. You know, I can keep descanning. Of course, I'm in high sec, so there's really no danger. But notice there are now 6 players in this system, and that's critical information. There could be a fleet that could be coming after me, because there were 4 when I mentioned it before. Okay, we're at 150 kilometers or more. I could stop here, but I'm going to go all the way out to 200 kilometers, and then I'll stop the ship. All right, we're at 200 kilometers. I'm going to stop the ship now. That'll take a minute. And the way you save a location in space or save a bookmark is hit Control B, and it'll give you a label. And probably the best approach is to first say Roca for, you name the system you're in, dash, and the station we're at is Roquefort 6. Or what did I say? 6. It's 8. 8 base. 8 base. I can't type. Sorry. And I'm going to put it in the folder default. You make sure you select that. And make sure you select never in the expire, because these are permanent locations. You do not want to put them to expire in 2 days, 3 days. What you want to, if you wanted to do the expiration, like you're saving a location like a wormhole or whatever, you would set it to expire, because those things are temporary and they go away. But in this particular case, this is permanent, so say never. I hit submit, and you can see it shows up in the L key or the L screen here, and it says as I've typed. And the reason I chose to give it the name Roquefort as the first part, come on, separate this, is because now if I go to people and places, I didn't have it in my Roquefort directory. I have it in the default directory. And so this allows me to see, you know, what base or what system it's in pretty easily. So I can then go, let's just go to another location. I just needed to go someplace so I could then warp to my safe location, and we can inspect our safe location. Oh, where's our base? It's right there. I need to look at it. I can't see it. Okay, so it's below us. And you can see that I can see what's on grid on the PVP. There's no enemies here. I D-scan, directional scanner, I don't see anything. So I could actually, from this spot, I could right mouse click and I could warp to 0 or dock immediately. And that's a critical piece of information. And that's how you set up a gate safe spot or a base safe spot. It's the exact same procedure. You warp to within 10, pick an arbitrary location, go out to 200 kilometers or more, and save the location. And make sure you name it well so you don't forget it and it's easy to find. And that's all there is to that. I'll hope to see you on my next video on part 3.